Let's review exercise 18-25, consignment sales. We did this in class and I told you I'd try and set up these notes so that I could clarify this information for you. So if you read through the problem, you will see over here that we have a company that has consigned 80 freezers, which cost them $500 each to a consignee, that's to their agent. When we say we've consigned, it means we have asked our agent to sell it for us. We didn't sell it to the agent, we've just given it to the agent. So I'm going to start identifying a few things over here in my problem. I paid $500 a piece for 80 freezers, which means I paid a total of $40,000. The cost of shipping the freezers amounted to $840, and it was paid by us, the consignor. So I have shipping cost. The amount I've been told is $840. This was to ship all 80 freezers. So if I had to calculate a per unit, it's 840 divided by 80. That gives me $10.50 per freezer. So when I add up these costs, what I have is the average cost over here is $510.50 for 80 freezers. The total cost is $40,840. Let's continue reading the problem. We are told that on December 30th, that's at the end of the year, we've received a report from the consignee telling us that they sold 40 freezers and they sold it for $750 a piece. So let me first start with this. I sold 40 freezers. So out of the 80 freezers that I gave, the consignor gave the consignee, how many are sold? 40 are sold. If 40 are sold, this is the amount that's sold. What's the average price per freezer sold? We already know that amount. We bring that down over here. Therefore, what is the cost of goods sold? 40 times 510.50 gives me the cost of goods sold. So this was inventory on hand. This is cost of goods sold. The difference, what is this difference? This difference is ending inventory on hand, what I'm left with. Again, I'm left with an exact 40 units remaining. Of the 80, 40 was sold, 40 is remaining. This average cost stays the same. Once I calculated the number over here, it doesn't change unless I have additional costs that I incur. That's on the purchase side. Now let's look at the sales side. Okay, the agent sold it for us at $750 a freezer. They sold 40 freezers. So how much cash did they collect? They collected $30,000 cash. Now, it would be nice if they gave the entire money to us, but how would they stay in business? So let's continue reading the problem. Remittance was made by the consignee for the amount after deducting 6% commission. So they have charged us a commission, 6% of this amount, and that's going to work out to $1,800. 6% of 30,000 is $1,800. This was on how many freezers that they sold? 40. So what's the unit cost? 1,800 divided by 40 is $45. And the reason I'm putting these in parentheses is for the consignor, the selling price, whatever it was sold for by the consignee is revenues, but these are all expenses. That's the reason I'm putting this in parentheses. So 6% commission they withheld. They also spent $200 on advertising, which they're charging me. They paid $200. Again, it applies to the 40 units that they sold. So what's the unit cost? $5. 200 divided by 40, advertising cost per unit is $5. And they also did installation, and that cost them $320. Again, they're passing the cost on to me. So that is $320. And again, this was for the 40 freezers that they installed. So 320 divided by 40 will give you the average cost of $8. So what's the net selling price? As far as I'm concerned, I'm the consignor. 392. Okay, so this is the amount they're going to send me. Now, how much profit did I make? I being the consignor, it's in my books. The profit per unit is going to be this number over here. Let me put it in a different color. 692 minus 510.50 is per unit. How many units were sold? 40 units were sold. And the dollar amount is going to be 181.50 times 40. Or alternatively, you could look at that number if you were just asked for the dollar amount of the profit. You're looking at 27,680 minus 20,420. That'll give you the 7260. So now if you come back and look at the instructions, look at the three things they've asked us for. Compute the inventory value of the units unsold on hand. So ending inventory, they want to know this number, 20,420. Next is, what's the profit for the consignor? The profit we calculated to be 7,260. Last question, compute the amount that they're going to remit. We already know that amount. They don't give the full 30,000, they subtract these amounts and what they remit. Remit simply means to send. What their consignee sends to the consignor is 27,680. So I hope this makes this exercise a little clearer in terms of how these calculations are done. Now, all of this is pure arithmetic. You can come up with the numbers any way you want to, as long as you can answer these questions that are there in A, B, and C.